you need to reach a point where you're not thinking about your lighting anymore. It just comes naturally to you. You see something, you do it, you light it however you want to light it, you use your settings however you want to use it, but that just comes so naturally to you. It's not part of the conversation.
Hi everybody, thank you for joining 1000facescom, 1000 Faces Project, 1000 Faces Worldwide, where I interview inspiring people. And oh my goodness, can I just say that in a matter of 5 minutes from meeting Waleed, I've learned something that I've been trying to learn in 2 years by myself. I learned in 5 minutes. That's how awesome this man is.
Thank you,
Right,
Tommy.
without further ado, I'm going to let him introduce himself very quickly.
Okay, well, my name is Waleed Shah. I'm a photographer, commercial photographer. That's kind of my job. That's how I eat. That's how I make money. And you know, I work on projects mostly like car stuff. I've just kind of been niched into this, you know, into this zone. I don't know why, but yeah, I do a lot of car stuff. I also do a lot of lifestyle stuff. Anything commercial, anything that lands on an ad. That's kind of what I do. And then on the side, but still on the photography part, I work on my own personal projects, which are very sort of people focused and society focused, and you know, sometimes mental health and body image and you know, stuff like that.
Okay, so my first question, I suppose, is why photography? How did you get into it, and why did you get into photography?
The answer isn't a very glamorous answer, and it's you know, a lot of people would be like, oh really, that's why? But really it was a business. Okay. To be straight up, you know, I was a chemical engineer before.
Wow.
I worked in oil, and while I was working in oil, me and a group of my friends from forever ago, we were a band as well, and we started up a recording studio called White Cube Studios, and that sort of grew into this sort of multimedia company with like photo, video, and events, and you know, gear rentals and jam space and recording. It just grew into this whole thing. And the way it grew was I had a camera, and with the recording studio and jam space, which was the first part of it, I was just shooting photos of people coming in, putting it on Facebook just to market the studio. And I just got better at it, and you know, people started to ask to use the photos, you know, for their flyers or something. I'm just like, oh, and because we were a business, we were trying to make money out of everything. We're a very small business. We're like, sure, 30 dirhams, you know, and people started paying that. We're like, okay, cool, okay. So then they asked us, hey, you know, we like your photos, why don't you come shoot our live show? We're like, okay, 100 dirhams, you know, and then it just kind of grew from there. And I started shooting more and more like concerts, and then I went into nightlife, and then I got sort of too many contracts that I couldn't fulfill myself, so I started hiring people, and then I just sort of fell in love with that aspect of it, and that started to make a lot more money than our audio side, and then sort of, you know, my partners decided to go off in different directions. We all had day jobs. I still had my day job, you know, so we shut down the recording studio part, and I continued shooting by myself. And that's where it sort of took off, and I started doing like ad campaigns and stuff like that. Then in about, I think 2017, you know, oil price tanked. There was a lot of restructure. My company was bought and sold a few times and then shut down. When I got the call that, you know, I was let go, I was like, cool, okay. Yes. This is nice, this is it. So I haven't looked back from then, and then just kind of continued to develop and you know, develop myself and develop my business, and that's where I am today.
You make it sound so easy, you know, because we're going to drop Waleed's website so you can have a look at how awesome photography is, but when do you get from that place where you take photos that people look at and they're like, oh, that's nice, oh, that's nice, to a place where you start getting booked? What did you have to do to get there?
Looking back at it now, I understand it, but obviously at that time I didn't understand it. I was just shooting.
Okay.
So at the time it was just like I was shooting because I was trying to market my company, and people liked the photos because they were in them, or their product was in them, or something. So it's just being around people that have the potential to hire you for something.
Right.
So grab your camera and just put yourself in those situations. and almost by stroke of luck, you'll get something out of it. But when I go back now to analyze it, if I were to do it again, I would focus on putting myself in my customer's shoe,
Right.
where I'm shooting something for them to sell what they're selling, not for me to produce a cool image. No, I want to sell. I want to help you sell what you're selling. That's my job. So it's a shift. It's a shift in perspective where I'm not trying to do this for myself anymore. I'm trying to do this for you, so you can sell whatever you're selling. Because ultimately, that's what it's about on the commercial side, right? I think a lot of people starting up are focused on how cool they can make an image, which is a big part of it. It's a big part of it. It is a big part of it. The aesthetic, the lighting, whatever, all that is a huge part of it. But all of that needs to always come back to, how do I use all that skill and all this coolness that I can create to help sell my customers thing, you know?
Imagine there are photographers watching right now, and they want to develop this skill. You know? People like myself, I know you're out there, loads of you, loads of us. What is the one thing, one advice that you would give to us?
It's a two-part thing, because I give that advice to myself a lot. I just need to remind myself. I used to be a very technical photographer. I'm very consumed with my gear and my apertures and my shutter speeds and my lighting and stuff. That you need to have in the bag and not think about anymore.
Okay.
So you need to reach a point where you're not thinking about your lighting anymore. It just comes naturally to you. You see something, you do it, you light it however you want to light it, you use your settings however you want to use them, but that just comes so naturally to you that you don't have to think about it anymore. It's not part of the conversation anymore. At that point, you start to develop taste, right? There's a big difference between the technical side of things and your taste. So to develop taste, you need to be careful what you consume. So a lot of people develop the Instagram taste, which for me is that Instagram aesthetic is not for me, and it doesn't pay the bills. So developing taste, like surround yourself, curate the content that comes to you on Instagram or whatever you consume it with, to get things to pop at you that are potentially paying money. Follow the ad photographers, not the Instagrammers with 1,000,001 followers.
Okay.
That doesn't pay money.
Okay.
As a photographer,
Right.
it'll pay money as an influencer, sure.
Yes.
But if that's not what you want to do, you're the photographer that wants to get the ads out. Follow the ad guys. That's one side, and the second side of thing is watch movies. Watch the really, really classic old movies, black and whites, with great lighting and great directing, and how they set moods with different lighting and different lenses and different movements, and like those things really develop your taste.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So I have a project that I'm doing called 1,000 Faces.
Yeah.
And basically it's my journey from being an amateur photographer to professional. So I'm picking up the as I'm going and I'm learning, but you actually have a project that you did.
Yeah.
And can I say, you have to buy his book when it comes out, which we're going to talk about. I've read some stories of this project, and it's absolutely outstanding, honestly. Can you tell us a little bit about your project?
It's called Rock Your Ugly, and it's about, the tagline I always write, and I think we're going to change that, but so far it's, exploring the intersection between physical and mental health. So I talk to people almost just like this. There's no camera, there's no video, but there's an audio recording, and I write it out later. But we talk about, their deepest sort of insecurities, where that stems from. We go back to their childhood, how they were raised, their parents, their, stuff like that. And the image sort of embodies whatever they were talking about. I don't have an image in mind until we're done talking. And then we come up with an image together that shows what they're most insecure about, but they're rocking it. Wow. They're like, they're now proud of it, And the way that started, I was in a really horrible place myself mentally, and I needed something to get myself out of that. So that process was a very healing process for me because I got to talk to people on a very, very deep level. They unload their stuff on me, which gives me the chance to also unload my stuff on them. And it was like this sort of, 50 group therapy sessions in a span of like 3 months, which really helped me out.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So when is it coming out? When can people go out?
So we're just in the editing stages of the book. Our publishers, they're UAE based. They're called the DreamWorks Collective, and they're awesome. They're helping me out with the book, and it should be out in April, hopefully.
And also, I was saying to Waleed that I need some lessons myself. So you do have. You provide those services?
Yes, yeah. So I've got workshops. You can just go to my website, waleedshah.ae, click on workshops, and you can book a workshop and come by and we'll teach you a little something.
So if you want to make great images, if you're a true photographer and you want to learn, you got to come to this workshop. I'm definitely going to come in, this new year. It's one of my goals to be a better portrait photographer. And I feel like I've reached the stage now where I've learned a bit by myself. I want to take it to that next level where I'm taught how to do it professionally and do it properly. So Waleed's the man. Is there any other way people can get in contact with you? Are you on LinkedIn?
I'm everywhere, man. But I mean, the easiest thing, if you just go on Instagram, my handle's there, my email's there, my phone number's there. You can just click call and just bring me up, and I'm here. Yeah.
He's here for you. So if you want to learn, get his book on Amazon.
It'll be on Amazon. It'll be every bookstores. Like it'll be everywhere. Hopefully.
So keep in contact, reach out to Waleed and learn some more about photography or even about him and his journey. And keep listening, keep tuned into 1000facesProject.com and watch me as I grow as well as a photographer. Thank you so much for hanging with myself and Waleed. And enjoy the new year, enjoy your day, enjoy your month, whatever it is that you're doing. Bye.
Bye.